Lucas Cubs are looking to go 10-0 in the Mid-Buckeye Conference. Standing in their way of a perfect conference slate are the Flames of Mansfield Christian. It's the Flames and the Cubs coming up next.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cub Cave in Lucas, Ohio, and the Sutton Bank pregame show. I am Brian Harder, along with Greg Collins, and tonight, Lucas with an opportunity to wrap up an undisputed championship again in the Mid-Buckeye Conference, and standing in their way, the Mansfield Christian Flames. Mansfield Christian at 12-4. They're 7-1 in conference play. That one loss was to Lucas earlier in the season, and the Cubs looking for the season sweep.
Well, that was a basketball game where it was a difference of one quarter, maybe a quarter and a half. Mansfield Christian had their way for 2.5 quarters. Unfortunately, Amarr Davis fouls out in the third period. Lucas just becomes a little bit more physical than they were already and come out with a big win on the road at Mansfield Christian.
The Flames, under the direction of head coach Kerry Craner in his third season, they defeated St. Pete's last Friday night, 69-37 to win their third in a row. Amarr Davis scored 29 in that win, and Amarr Davis is a player that he is an elite offensive talent.
He certainly is an athlete, and he certainly is a big-time scorer. If you look at his individual shooting statistics, he's not a tremendous weapon from outside the line. Outside the arc, three-point arc. He's not extremely effective inside the arc, but he's what we call a volume shooter, a volume scorer. But he also can get to the paint and distribute and give open shots to his teammates.
Well, you see those numbers there, 56 assists, 50 steals, so he does it at both ends of the floor, and he is a guy that Taylor Eisman, the head coach of the Lucas Cubs, has to make sure that they know where he is at all times.
Well, he certainly is. As you said last week, he went off for 29. He's a player that can go off at any night and have just a big night. Again, his shooting statistics are not great, but if he is hot from the three-point line, watch out. That's going to open up the lane where he can do a lot more damage.
Now, when you talk about hot, the Lucas Cubs over the last 5 years have dominated the Mid-Buckeye Conference. Coming into tonight's action, they're 12-4 overall. 14-3 overall. They're 9-0 in conference play, and they took care of Loudonville last Friday night, 60-34. Now, Loudonville is in the Mid-Buckeye in football, but not in basketball. but they still were able to get out there and get a big win.
Well, if you look at their statistics as a team, you can see why they're in first place. They're shooting 44%, which is they're shooting 51% inside the arc, which is good. They're shooting 33%. That's probably as good as we've seen this year from outside the arc. They're a good free throw shooting team. They get to the offensive boards. They average 11 offensive rebounds a game. If you look at statistics, you can see why this team is in first place.
You look at them individually, and they have a couple of brothers, the Toms brothers, Corbin Toms and Logan Toms. They are their leading scorers, and they do a little bit of everything. They rebound, they score, they dish out the basketball. And Corbin Toms, the senior guard, leads this team in scoring. Actually, he's second to Logan, who's at 15.4. But Corbin and Logan are both guys that are outstanding offensive talents.
Well, and they do most of their work inside the arc. They're capable perimeter shooters from outside, but they're very, very good inside. But they have a surrounding cast that can hurt you also, which is something that, I don't know if we've seen from Mansfield Christian. I'm looking forward to seeing tonight if they'd have that. Certainly, though, Lucas has a surrounding cast where any one of those guys can get hot.
They're a team that loves to create offense with their defense. They love to pressure. They will get out and press from time to time. Logan Toms has drawn the defensive assignment tonight. He gets to guard number 5 for Mansfield Christian.
And I'm assuming, it'll be interesting to see, but I'm assuming it's going to be a team effort. Yeah, Logan Toms might be the one that's assigned man-to-man, but there's going to have to be help. You're going to have to be in the lane because Davis is so good with the ball in his hands. And if he can break you down, he can make things happen for himself and, again, for his teammates.
So now for the Lucas Cubs to get that 10th win of the conference, the keys for them tonight.
Well, I think, number one, we just talked about it. You have to contain Davis. Keep him on the perimeter. Easier said than done. But keep him on the perimeter. He's shooting 20% from outside the arc. If Lucas can keep him outside the arc, certainly that's a benefit. And then, hey, feed the hot hand. They have so many guys that can score. They have 4 guys that average a double figure. So, hey, whoever is hot at the moment, keep feeding him the basketball.
So now if Mansfield Christian wants to pull the upset and show that the last time out wasn't a fluke, what do they need to do?
I still think you have to guard the paint. Lucas is a very good perimeter shooting team, around 33%, but they're 51% inside the arc, and you can't take everything away. I think first and foremost, take away the lane, force them outside perimeter shots with as much pressure as possible. Secondly, we know Lucas, we've had him before in the last couple of years. They always play physical. As you mentioned, they like to get up and create some offense from their defense. Somehow Mansfield Christian has to match that physicality from the get-go when you're playing on the road against a very good team.
And they also have to overcome the fact that Mansfield Christian is going to come into this with, they really don't have the pressure on them. I mean, if they win tonight, they get a share of the conference title, and they showed in that game a few weeks ago that they can play with the Cubs.
Well, they did. I mean, they, I don't want to say dominate, but from everything I've heard, what I've read, they were in command of that game until Davis fouled out. So it will be interesting to see how they react tonight. Obviously, keeping Davis, keeping all the key players out of foul trouble is important.
The starting lineups tonight for the Flames of Mansfield Christian, of course, they are led by Amarr Davis, the junior guard, averages over 22 points a game, almost 6 rebounds, 50 steals, and 56 assists on the season. He gets help from the big fella inside, Griffin Baker, the senior center, averages almost 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, and he's got 16 block shots, so he's a defensive presence for the Flames of Mansfield Christian. For the Lucas Cubs, under the direction of head coach Taylor Eisman, as you mentioned, they have 4 starters that average in double figures, led by Logan Toms at 15. Then you've got Aiden Culler with 10, Andrew Smolin with 10, Corbin Toms Tom's with almost 13, so as you mentioned, they have that balance, which makes them a very difficult defensive matchup.
And you look at those pictures right there that Adam has up on the screen. You can see some very thick bodies. You can see some boys that have spent some time in the weight room, and, you know, that makes a difference when you get out here on the basketball court.
Now you're going to notice the green T-shirts that are being worn by a lot of the Lucas basketball players, the coaching staff, and with some of the fans. That is to commemorate one of the students down here at Lucas passed away unexpectedly last weekend, Dalton Gurrell. Was an 8th grader. It was a very sad situation down here at the school, so our thoughts and prayers go out to the Gurrell family.
Well, certainly that's just too young. And, you know, you're right. Prayers go out to the family, and, you know, it's tough to not think about someone like that when you're playing a basketball game that you enjoy. And I like the way that they're recognizing this young man with the green shirts tonight.
They're going to have a moment of silence for him before the ball game, so we'll make sure that we obviously observe that as well. I'm excited to see these two teams play on the floor. These are probably, they're the two best teams in the Mid-Buckeye Conference, and this can be a real statement win for Mansfield Christian. When you look at their record, but you look at their schedule, it is not as strong as Lucas's. And this is an opportunity to show people in the area that they're better than people might think they are.
Right, and we have seeding coming up on Sunday for tournament play. But you're right, Brian. As of today, Mansfield Christian has beaten one team with an over 500 record. But Lucas has only beaten 2 teams with over a 500 record. Now, you look at the conference, they keep beating up on everybody, and it seems like after Lucas and Mansfield Christian, the other teams are pretty even, and they beat up on everybody. But Lucas and Mansfield Christian have their way with them.
Taylor Eisman told me before tonight's game that as the athletic director, obviously he's very involved in the scheduling, and he has gone out of his way to boost their non-conference schedule to prepare them for tournament play. And you look at the rest of the season, they've got Mount Gilead coming up, they've got Willard, Plymouth, Clear Fork, so they're playing some of the bigger schools.
Well, Willard's now Division II, and they play at Willard, tomorrow night, I believe it is. So, yeah, that's going to be a great experience for them. Again, your non-league schedule only really helps you come tournament time, so you might as well play a good non-league schedule. And they are going to go out and play Willard here just before their tournament starts.
Now, when you were coaching, did you do a lot to bolster your your off-conference schedule for that reason?
We tried to. Yeah, we tried to. Certainly at Mansfield Senior, we had some rivals that were really non-league, like Lima Senior, Warren Harding, Akron St. V, those kind of teams. At Lexington, not as much. That schedule was kind of set when I got there, and for whatever reason, they didn't really want to change much.
So you weren't able to turn on the Greg Collins charm.
There is such a thing.
Standing for the playing of the national anthem following the moment of silence.
And we're ready to get started down here at the Cub Cave as the Lucas Cubs, 14-3 overall, 9-0 in the Mid-Buckeye Conference, take on the Flames of Mansfield Christian, 12-4 overall, 7-1 in conference play. Mansfield Christian won 9 of their first 10 games this year. The lone loss to Crestview, 75-64. The Flames then lost 3 straight to South Central, Highland, and this Lucas team. And their last 3 games have all been wins over Crestline, Loudonville, and St. Peter's. And as we talked about that schedule, 2 of those 3 teams, Crestline and St. Peter's, not having very strong years, so it's really kind of hard to gauge just how good this Mansfield Christian team is.
Well, we're going to find out a lot tonight. We're going to find out a lot as the season continues. Tomorrow night they go play Tree of Life, a team in Columbus that has a winning record, that is a good basketball program. So like Lucas going to Willard tomorrow night, it's not going to get any easier for Mansfield Christian this weekend after the game's over tonight.
Kerry Craner in his 3rd season as their head coach. They are 31-31 under Craner, who took over for Adam Parrott. The Flames have never beaten Lucas under Craner. They are 0-5 against the Lucas Cubs.
Well, Lucas has been so good the last couple of years, as you've mentioned, that there are a lot of people that have not beaten Lucas for a few years.
Well, a lot of that credit can go to Taylor Eisman, who has become the winningest coach in Lucas history in his 8th season. 133 wins. He inherited a program that was really struggling, and he put them on the basketball map in a hurry.
Well, he did, and we remember a couple of years ago when we were up in Akron, and he was playing in the regional semifinals and had a great comeback in the 4th quarter against, I believe it was JFK, and just lost. Maybe it was in overtime they got beat, but a chance to go to the regional finals, is 1 game away from state.
Yeah, they were 19-8, 9-1 in the conference that year. They were ranked, or they knocked off the top seed, South Central,
right,
34-26, and that was a team that I remember was really a solid defensive team. I mean, they really created some offense, but they didn't have a dominant score. But I'll tell you what, they could guard.
They certainly could. If you remember, they were missing, if not their best player, one of their top 2 or 3 players in Raleigh Gossett, who is now playing at the college level. So, you know, a player that was out for the season, and a small school, a lot of times they can't recover, but Lucas did find a way.
As you mentioned, their tournament run ended with that loss to JFK in the regional finals, and I don't remember if you remember the year before that, they were 26-1 and having arguably the best season in school history. They were number 5 in the final AP poll. They advanced to the regional title game to play Richmond Heights, and that's the year they canceled the season due to COVID. So who knows what would have happened that season had they been able to continue down the tournament trail.
You're exactly right, but I will tell you that was a very athletic, outstanding Richmond Heights basketball team. That would have been a great game, but that was a tremendous team they had to gone up against.
So now this version of the Cubs, as they get ready, as you mentioned, the tournament draw is Sunday. Taylor Eisman telling me he feels that they're a number 1 or a number 2 seed. It's going to be either them or Colonel Crawford. They're going to be in that same bracket. And he's very excited about this team that he has on the floor. As we mentioned, the balance they have offensively, they're always going to play with that grit and that toughness. He would like to see them a little deeper. But other than that, he really likes this team that he puts on the floor.
Well, in years back, you would go on Sunday and all the coaches in the district, or at least in the sectional, would get together and you would vote on seeding. And then you would place your team on the bracket to where your seed was. Starting this year, all seeding is done by the Martin RPI. And that will change come Sunday, or it could change depending on the outcome of games this weekend. But as we sit here today, Colonel Crawford is number 1, Lucas number 2, Seneca East number 3, and Mansfield Christian number 4.
So do you like that system? Or do you like where the coaches have a little bit of say?
No, I like the system. I'm not exactly sure what the formula is, but when you put the human factor into it, it can get political, and people will vote to their league more often than maybe they should. That's my opinion.
Well, we are ready to get started down here in Lucas as the Cubs hosting the Mansfield Christian Flames. This will be the final conference game of the season for the Cubs. And Mansfield Christian has one more Mid-Buckeye conference game against Central Christian coming up.
Right away, I think what I'm looking forward to seeing is how is Lucas going to defend Davis? You know it's going to be man-to-man, but how much help are they going to give him? Here's Davis with the ball right now.
Davis wearing number 5.
Good ball screen.
Davis, a transfer from Mansfield Senior.
Neither team turns the ball over a lot, which is going to be good to see. Looks like a little flex action, a little screen-the-screener action by Mansfield Christian. A nice move.
Griffin Baker with the first points of the ball game, and Mansfield Christian with an early lead.
And Baker can do damage inside. He's shooting 57% from inside the arc. He knows a good shot from a bad shot. That was a good move with his left hand.
Well, and he gives them size, and an off-balance shot in the lane doesn't go, and the Flames push in transition. 3 in the corner is good, and Brock Rensel makes it a 5-0 game.
Remember I said at the beginning, they shoot about, 22% from the three-point line? Hey, it's always nice to start off the game with a long 3.
Well, and on the road, you get a couple baskets to drop, get a little confidence going, and as you've talked about, especially in the last couple of games, if they can get Lucas to the fourth quarter.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the last time they played Lucas, it was at home, obviously, but again, through 3 quarters, they were right there with Lucas, ahead of Lucas.
Long pass down to Davis. Davis left alone from the elbow. It doesn't go. And quickly to the other end come the Cubs, but the Flames with a nice job of getting back. Ill-advised pass, but the Cubs come away with it. And a drive inside, a foul on the floor.
Looks like they got Rensel with a reach, and both teams playing man-to-man.
First foul of the ball game.
I still say a big key is for Mansfield Christian. Keep Lucas outside. They can shoot well, but keep him outside. Right there, they force a perimeter shot, 1 and done. Now they get to come down and run a little half-court set.
Corbin Toms with that first miss.
They're back to their flex action, which is screen the screener.
Shot fake, off balance shot, no, but a foul on Corbin Toms.
And Gabe Westfield did the exact same thing that Baker did on the flex on the previous possession. He comes off the down screen, catches the ball at the elbow, just rips the ball to his strong hand, and takes it hard to the basket and gets fouled.
Gabe Westfield at the line. Westfield, a junior. And he splits the pair. And the Flames still with a 6-0 lead as we're under 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Cubs still trying to get things going offensively, and they finally get their first points by Corbin Toms.
And they're coming out with full court pressure, trying to speed things up.
Davis tried to feed Baker, off balance shot, and an offensive rebound doesn't go, and the rebound down to Logan Toms. And Toms goes coast to coast, but misses the layup.
You can see right away where Lucas is showing their physicality. They're going after the ball.
This layup in transition by Rensel.
Had a couple of missed bunnies inside. Maybe trying to rush the ball.
Strong drive inside and another miss by the Cubs. And the offensive struggles continue for Lucas. Davis has it poked away and a foul on Zach Deal.
You know, I'm sure Kerry Craner is happy with a 6-2 lead, but he's got to be concerned. The last 2 or 3 possessions, Lucas has been able to get the ball right to the rack. And you've got to keep them away from the paint.
Inside to Baker, off of the inbounds, but it's poked away, and here comes Aiden Culler. Culler for 3.
That's a big-time 3. That's one way they'll open up the lane, is hit those perimeter shots, force the defense out.
Culler's first make makes it a 1-point game. Inside to Baker. Baker with the left hand. And ball's out of bounds, and it will go to Lucas.
And I think Lucas got away with this. I don't think it was a great check out right there. It wasn't. But Mansfield Christian did knock the ball out of bounds. But, you know, for a physical team, you want to make sure you get a body into the opponents after every shot.
3:53 to go, first quarter.
There's a lot of the lane open, and Lucas takes advantage.
Aiden Culler with his second bucket. And a lead now for the Cubs, but quickly up ahead are the Flames in transition, and they miss the layup.
I think that's 3 missed layups right now, but again, I think the biggest concern, Lucas just beating Mansfield Christian off the dribble. Mansfield Christian's going to come with a little full court pressure now.
Foul was called on Gabe Westfield. That's his first.
You'll notice that when Lucas has the ball on a side, there's not much help on the far side. That's given a lot of the lane to the ball handler, and they're taking advantage of it.
Foul inside on the drive by Deal.
I think how Mansfield Christian has decided they want to play this is they want to be out on shooters. Well, if you're going to be out on shooters with a team like Lucas, they're going to take advantage and get to the paint.
3 in the air is short, but an offensive rebound keeps the possession alive, and he makes good on the offensive rebound. Smolin hits from downtown.
And here's Davis at his strength. Up the court in a hurry. Missed jumper. 10-0 run right now for Lucas.
Shot fake from the corner. And an off-balance shot, wow, by Aiden Culler. And he now has 7, and the lead is 6.
Nice feed by Smolin. Nice move. Little contact, but nice finish that time by the big man, Griffin Baker.
Baker with 4. And he pulls the Flames to within 4.
And it stops a 12-0 run by Mansfield, by Lucas. Here, you see a lot of the lane open right here.
Drive inside with the right hand, laid up and in by Corbin Toms. He now has 4. And a steal, and another opportunity for Lucas, and a foul inside as Corbin Toms is going to go to the line.
Very good full court pressure, and maybe a little nonchalant for Mansfield Christian taking it out. Lucas gets the big steal, good dish, gets to go to the line to shoot 2.
Corbin Toms, the 6'1 senior. And he makes the first one. Tom's average is almost 13 a game.
He's already halfway there.
Now 2 for 2 from the line, and a timeout called by the Cubs with 1:58 to go in the first quarter. It was a slow start for Lucas, but they're starting to pick it up now offensively.
Well, hey, they're on a 16-2 run. I would say they're starting to pick it up a little bit. They've knocked down a couple of threes. which, they're a 33% three-point shooting team, so they can knock them down. But still, and I probably harping on it too much, but I'm still concerned if I'm Mansfield Christian, how Lucas is getting the ball to the rim. They're getting the ball to the rim too easily, and a couple of times they've dished for layups, other times they've finished. You can't take away everything to a strong team. I still would like to see Mansfield Christian take away the paint, force the perimeter shot, and try to get a hand up as best you can.
Well, and Amarr Davis averages 22 a game, and he is 22 below his average.
Yeah, they've held him in check. A couple of jump shots from 15 feet, which I think that's what Lucas would like to see.
Almost had it poked away, then he loses the handle, does Davis. And Davis is going to pick up the foul on Toms.
I initially liked what Lucas did. As Davis brought the ball down, Lucas was given a lot of help to eventually they gave a double team. Then when Davis dribbled out of that double team, they left, and Davis did the smart thing of re-attacking, picking up the foul.
Ball poked out of bounds. It will stay at this end of the floor. Off the ball screen to Baker. And Baker tried to throw it into the corner to Rensel, but it goes out of bounds off one of the Cubs.
And you notice the ball screen, they get it to him right away, so they have a 4-on-3 for a quick second. But Lucas does a great job getting a hand on the ball on the pass, knocking it out of bounds.
Baker picked up by Andrew Smolin.
Lucas just playing solid defense. You mentioned before about this is their calling card. And right now they have just played lockdown defense, especially on Davis. That's a tough shot that they force, and it's one and done.
Davis quick at the defensive end, pokes it out of bounds. He has not looked comfortable at the offensive end of the floor.
No, they have forced the 15-footer. With pressure. And, boy, if you can do that all night long, I think Coach would be very, very happy.
Under a minute to go, and the Cubs looking to add to an 8-point lead.
Here's the lane opening up again.
Well, off the shot fake and the layup by Culler, who has had a hot first quarter.
Yeah, good, as you said, a great shot fake. Closeout was out of control, and he just beats him right to the basket.
Timeout called by Mansfield Christian as they were struggling to get the ball inbounds. So the Flames down 10 with 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Aiden Culler, 9 points in the first quarter. He is half of the Lucas offense right now.
Well, and, I think is he the one that has one three-pointer and the rest is getting the ball right to the rack? And, the last possession was an example. I mean, it was a layup. Now, it was a tough finish. There was a defensive player right there, but, that's why these kids practice that. Mansfield Christian, I'm sure Coach Craner is talking about keeping them out of the lane. Is it going to be because they play zone? Is it going to be because they give a lot of help? Somehow you got to keep Lucas from getting to the basket.
Now let's see what the Cubs elect to do. They're going to show some full court pressure.
Looks like man-to-man, and Davis gets the ball, so they give him a little bit of respect and drop back a little bit. And again, there's a little bit of help every time Davis catches the basketball.
Up top to Wyszynski.
Under 20 seconds left. Big possession.
Into Baker. Are they going to call the block or the offensive foul? They're going to call the block. And Taylor Eisman not happy as Baker is going to go to the line. Let's see here. That's close.
That's
close.
But, when you're Coach Eisman and you've talked about how he is a defensive coach, this is what he preaches, playing solid on the ball defense, stepping in, taking a charge. He just wanted to see fruits of his labor in practice. But with that being said, Mansfield Christian needed the point. That was close. That was close.
That was one of those that could almost go either way.
Well, you know, it's got to be one of the toughest calls for officials. There's a good check out.
Baker
now with
splits
13,
the pair.
Lucas has a chance to get the last shot. Really get momentum going into the second quarter.
3 in the air, rims out. No, Baker with the rebound, and that will do it. The first quarter, after a slow start, Lucas rebounds. They take an 18-9 lead into the second quarter. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
We are back at the Cub Cave. Lucas with an 18-9 lead as we head to the second quarter. Aiden Culler with 9 points in that first period.
Lucas doing a little weave. They know the lane's been open for them, doing a little weave until the lane opens. That time you look at this handoff, and look how much space down that lane. Fortunately, it was a good defensive recovery by Griffin Baker, but a good call out of the timeout.
Nice shot inside by Logan Toms, and he is in the scoring column, and the lead is now 11.
It'll be interesting here. You talked about Amarr Davis just hasn't been able to get a great shot off tonight. You know, do they run a set for him? It looks like they're running ball screens for him, trying to get a good look, but Lucas does a great job of switching that ball screen.
Wyszynski will slow it up at the top of the circle. Tried to bounce off a ball screen. Davis draws the double.
Exactly, and those weren't his men.
Inside to Baker.
Just can't finish.
Nice look inside, and an off-balance shot doesn't go, but there's a foul on the floor.
Now, I don't know if Adam has the highlight of the last possession down at Mansfield Christian's direction, but you remember where Lucas ran through the passing lane. So Amarr Davis's man ran through the passing lane, but quickly 2 Lucas players were there to recover to defend Davis.
Gabe Westfield was whistled with the personal, and he grabs the rebound, and Flames now with another opportunity at the offensive end.
And there's just a lot of help. When Davis has the ball especially, there are 5 people with their eyes right on him.
Ball poked away by Logan Toms, but the Flames will keep the basketball. Into the corner, 3 in the air, but an offensive rebound by Baker on the backside.
That was good aggressiveness by Baker, sneaking in to get the offensive putback.
Baker now with 7.
I think this is a good move by Mansfield Christian. It looks like maybe they're in a little bit of zone right here. Something to keep the lane open. Lucas seems to slow it down a little. Oh, they run a little set, a little lob.
Kicked up top, wide open three, no, but an offensive rebound batted around, and the Flames come away with it, so the defensive strategy works. And a three by Wyshynski at the other end.
And that was a big shot. Big stop and pop right there. But you're right. The defensive combination and the three-point shot, maybe they can get a little momentum going in their favor. Back to the zone. Again, Lucas is a good perimeter shooting team, so you still want to get a hand up in the shooter's face. Nice inside out, or nice high-low pass.
Foul going to be called on Westfield. That's his third. Logan Toms will go to the line.
You can tell that's not the first time that Lucas has seen his zone. Right away they get into a good high-low, and if you can feed the ball to the high post, the high post can do a lot of good things with it. That time with a pass down low, and nice ball handling by Lucas.
Tom's their leading scorer, averages almost 15 and a half. And splits the pair. Off balance shot inside. It's not going to go as Brock Rensel threw up a prayer.
I'm telling you right now, in the NBA, that's okay, baby. But no, it doesn't get to go here, so it's going to be side out of bounds.
Corbin Toms picks up the
ball out
personal.
of bounds underneath.
Yeah, the continuation hasn't filtered down to the high school level yet.
But I guarantee you, if that's LeBron James, that's an and one.
That's an and one. Did Adam just try to hand you glasses?
Yeah, he thinks I can't see anything. Another ball screen for Davis. Again, great help. When he starts to penetrate, notice all the white jerseys going right towards him to help. Good defense.
Another off-balance shot.
Yeah, force the perimeter shot with a little bit of pressure. You're right, it was not great balance.
Smolin for three from the corner.
Nice ball movement. Nice ball reversal, made the extra pass, got the open look.
His second triple, and the lead is back to 10.
Now, early on, Christian had a little bit of success running some flex. Here's a quick shot. Rebound by Lucas, and they're going to be off and running here.
Logan Toms chased down the board. Toms looks
Nice
inside. Batted around, and an offensive rebound put back up and in by Jaden Walter.
That was a good pass inside.
And
Another
Smolin
turnover.
with the steal at the other end.
Again, Mansfield Christian's not a team that turns the ball over a lot, but Lucas doing a good job with active hands.
Logan Toms for three. Toms now with six, a timeout on the floor, 3:38 to go. And the Cubs are starting to pull away, up by 15.
Well, they're having a big run, and let's look at the very beginning of the game. Mansfield Christian came out and scored 6 straight points. Since then, it's a 29-8 run, and it's the second timeout by Kerry Craner. He's got to call it, try to break momentum. He went man-to-man early, was opening up the lane too much, giving lanes. He's gone zone. Now Lucas has knocked down a couple of threes. Now I think he's going to plan C.
And what coach is plan C?
Yeah. For me, it's to put one of my assistants in charge, but I think Kerry is. They're going to try everything.
Well, one thing that he has to be hoping for is Amarr Davis has to get on track offensively.
Yeah. He's been held scoreless, some tough shots, good pressure, good steal, nice extra pass.
Smolin inside. Smolin with 8. And the ball up ahead, and the Flames trying to get some Looking for some offense here. Wyszynski with a nice shot fake inside the three-point line. It's out of bounds. It will go to the Cubs.
They just can't buy a basket now. So after the timeout, we'll see what defense they've decided. It looks like they're going to stay in a zone, maybe come out into an odd front zone, maybe a little one. No, it just maybe looks like a 1-2-2 possibly. Nice job getting the ball high post. Again, that's so effective against the zone. Against the zone defense, if you get the ball to the high post, it's effective. When the high post player squares to the basket, so he sees everything down the left, whether it's the corners or whether it's another big in the low post area. You can see where Lucas is well schooled. They catch the ball in the high post and right away pivot and face the basket.
Color now in double figures with 10. He makes them both. And it's now a 19-point lead. Davis, strong take inside, lays it up and in. Wait, they're going to say it was on the floor.
They got him out front, but again, that time, not as much help. And it's hard to give help when you get beat north and south. When you get a blow by from up top, it's tough to give help. That time, Davis was able to blow by from up top, picked up the foul, unfortunately not the three-point play.
Davis gets it inside. It goes out of bounds off the leg of Isaac Hillman. And the Cubs will get the basketball back. Griffin Baker at the scorer's table, set to check back in. Boy, they're keeping an eye on Smolin in that corner. Already hit a couple threes. Get it inside. It's a tie-up with Isaac Hillman.
Well, I think that's because Andrew Smolin shoots 46% from the arc. That is pretty darn good.
That'll get you some attention.
That will get you some attention, especially with the quantities of threes that he has hit and taken.
They called a jump ball, so the ball will go back to Mansfield Christian. Lucas keeping the pressure on full court. They lob it into Baker. And a foul drawn for Andrew Smolin. That's his first.
And Rensel did a good job of just leaning his body right into the defense. Watch this pass inside. Instead of backing away, he leans right into the defense, draws the foul, and still gets the shot up, so a chance to go to the line to shoot two.
Rensel, a 42% free throw shooter on the season, and he misses the first one.
And for all the games that we've done this year, it seems more often than not we're seeing teams shoot in the low 50% range, which means they have some players shooting in the 40s.
And he splits the pair. Rensel now with 4.
Back to the odd front zone. Again, trying to cut down dribble penetration and also get pressure on the shot on the perimeter. You can see where Lucas does a good job of getting someone to the high post, trying to feed the high post. Again, nice high-low look.
Ball batted around off the miss from Color. And the ball will go to Mansfield Christian.
Yeah, to Mansfield Christian. Maybe they can start a run of their own.
Mansfield Christian as a team shoots 56% from the line. You were talking about the free throw percentage earlier.
Which is surprising for a team with such a good record.
A push on Davis, and they're not giving him any easy looks at the basket.
No. I mean, look at the highlight here. How many players are around him? There's one. Reverse dribble. There's two, three. Three guys right there. I mean, that's exactly what Coach Heisman wants to see. It's just tough for Davis to get anything free.
And looks like Aiden Culler's going to have to come out of the game. He's got some blood on his jersey. So Jaden Walter checks in.
So Davis is going to the line for a chance for his first points tonight with just under 2 minutes in the second quarter.
And he is a 60% free throw shooter, and he rims the first one out, but Baker with an offensive rebound to Wyszynski.
And Wyszynski knocks down a big shot.
His second three. Ball poked away, out of bounds, and it goes
It's
to
going to
Lucas.
stay with Lucas. I know, Brian, you're blocked off by our camera woman.
She acts like her husband owns the place or something. She can stand wherever she wants, right?
There you go.
I'm glad she can't hear a word I'm saying.
There you go. Again, look for Lucas, try to get the ball to the high post area. Play out of the high post.
Ball lofted up to the free throw line, and a short runner by Corbin Toms.
Good skip pass. Another baseball pass by Mansfield Christian.
I'll tell you what, they love the baseball pass through the Mansfield Christian
You would think they
Flames.
were a football school. Look at that. There's Tom Brady right there, long pass. The only difference is Amarr Davis isn't retired. Again. Yeah. Adam says give it time. He'll be back.
(35-18) Lucas, 1:15 to go before halftime. Amarr Davis scoreless in the first half.
Again, good defense, forces a tough runner.
Left
Good ball
open,
movement.
and you can't do that. Logan Toms with his second triple.
All because of good ball movement there. The ball wasn't dribbled.
Wyszynski inside, no, and the Cubs look to add to a 20-point cushion.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here with under 30 seconds left. They've been pressing so hard that, yeah, try to score and try to get and steal another possession with your defense.
Jaden Walter off the bench now with 4 off the no-look pass. And Davis trying to go to the basket. Ball poked away. It's going to stay at this end of the floor with 12 seconds to go.
And it looked like Logan Toms who just hustled down from behind. Got to flick the ball out of bounds.
Grayson Jackson up off the bench. Tried to go inside to Baker. And Wyszynski slows it up with 8 seconds to go.
And you see they're denying Davis right now.
Wyszynski with the pull-up, no. And a foul on the rebound. And this is going to send Hunter Church to the free throw line.
With 1/10 of a second. Yeah, just a little bit too aggressive that time. And again, you know, things haven't been falling for the longest time for Mansfield Christian. They're just trying anything, trying to get a hand on the ball, trying to get the basketball back.
Hunter Church, a 52% free throw shooter. That doesn't go, and that will do it. After a slow start, the Cubs with 40 in the first 2 quarters, and they take a 40-18 lead into the locker room. We'll be back with our halftime show right after this. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I was soon. Know as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Welcome to the Sutton Bank halftime show. I am Brian Harder along with Greg Collins. It's all Lucas in the first half, 40-18. Now, the Cubs got off to a little bit of a slow start, but the offense started to pick up about midway in the first quarter. Then in the second, they outscored Mansfield Christian 22-9, and they're up big at the intermission.
Well, they are, and they're just doing a great job at the defensive end on Davis, especially limiting one shot each time down to Mansfield Christian. And at the offensive end, they've been very, very efficient. They early were getting the ball to the basket, probably easier than what Mansfield Christian would like. And then they also knocked down some threes.
Now, as we take a look at the halftime numbers, and this should not be a surprise, all the offense really is on the Lucas side of the ball, and things a little dry on the Mansfield Christian side.
Well, it is, but let me tell you how I see the stats as a former coach. Lucas has 5 threes. That's 15 points. Yeah, they knocked down some long shots, but that's 15 out of the 40 points. The rest of their points is getting the ball to the basket, whether it's a field goal, and those 10 field goals that you have are inside the arc shots, or points, scored baskets, or getting fouled. I still contend, especially in high school basketball, you gotta take away the paint first. And then once you do that, you try to pressure as much as you can on the three-point line. Yes, Lucas is a good three-point shooting team. Smolin is an outstanding three-point shooter. But where they're beating Mansfield Christian right now is getting the ball to the paint.
Well, 2 things that I noticed in the first half. One, you're getting the balanced scoring from Lucas that we thought we would get. Cullers got 11, Logan Toms with 9, Andrew Smullen and Corbin Toms each with 8. So you're getting the balance from them. The thing that is surprising to me, on the other side, Amarr Davis has been held scoreless.
Well, and that's because of the defense of Lucas. They have just played solid defense. And it's not one man. It's not 2 eyes on Davis. It's 10 eyes from the Lucas Cubs that when Davis has the ball, there's 1 man guarding him and 4 guys ready to help. And if Davis is coming off a ball screen, right away that's a switch, and there's still 4 guys that are watching him at all times. The shots that Davis has been able to put up have been tough shots, as you've mentioned. Many of them are off-balance shots, and they're mid-range shots. So great defense by Lucas. I don't think that, what does Coach Eisman say at halftime defensively? Keep doing what we're doing, guys, I guess. But, his game plan, you can tell that they've had a few days to work on this, that his game plan is working tonight to 100%.
Well, that's the Lucas side of it. If you're Mansfield Christian, if you're Kerry Craner, what are you telling your team at halftime? Your best scorer has really had to struggle to get shots off in the first half. He hasn't hit anything. Do you try to set something up for him early to kind of get him going in the third quarter?
Well, I would think they would like to. Now, I've only seen Amarr Davis for 1 half, and he seems to be more effective when the ball's in his hands, which is easier to defend, how Lucas is doing it as far as 1 guy guarding, 4 guys giving help. If Amarr Davis is good at coming off staggered screens, coming off a down, coming off a cross screen, whatever, that might be the way to go, but I'm not sure if that's in his, arsenal. I think he's more of a create himself, and Lucas is just doing a better job stopping it. And if that's the case, I don't know what you do, except somebody else. You're going to have to step up, guys.
You're getting a good look now at the Greg Collins fan club.
Yeah, there they are.
The Lucas version of the Greg Collins fan club down here. It is all Cubs, 40-18 at the intermission. I guess one of the good things for the Mansfield Christian Flames, Davis Wyszynski has hit a couple threes, and Griffin Baker has had a nice first half. He's got 7.
Well, when he's taken the ball to the hole strong, he's done an outstanding job. It's just they haven't consistently got him the basketball. They did a good job at running their flex, where he would catch it at the elbow and dribble penetrate. but for whatever reason, they kind of got away from the flex a little bit. And, well, they've struggled overall. Just, I'm not going to say it's poor offense. I'm just going to say I really think it's outstanding defense by Lucas.
And this is what we have seen out of the Cubs over the last few years, and this is the stamp that I think that Taylor Eisman has really put on this program in the 8 years that he has been the head coach. And you can have teams where you have great offensive players and you can score a lot of points, but when you're consistently as good defensively as they are, that's a recipe to win basketball
games.
There's
no question. You're going to be in every basketball game if you can play solid defense. Now, the game plan week to week might change. The game plan that Lucas has tonight, especially for Davis, it's going to change maybe tomorrow night against Willard, even though I know Willard's got one outstanding player also.
Corbin Toms with his first 2 of the second half.
Davis with a nice take. Finally, Mansfield Christian does a great job getting the ball out in a hurry. Davis takes the ball to the hole strong, off the glass, and he gets his first 2. Maybe this will get him going a little bit. I think this 1-2-2, this odd man front, was the most effective of all defenses for Christian.
Ball batted around. Baker clears the rebound. It's poked away, and another steal. And it's going to be, let's see who gets the basketball here. Looks like it's going to stay with the Flames as the foul is called on Color.
Yeah, and if you're Lucas, you're not unhappy with this. Hey, be aggressive. Yeah, it's a foul, but it's a foul because you were being aggressive going after the basketball.
Wyszynski will walk it up the floor.
Now they have Davis without the basketball, so he's going to have to do some things coming off screens, something running his man off the ball screens, trying to get some good looks. Again, when the ball's in his hands, which I think he feels the most comfortable, Lucas doing a good job of really zoning up.
Nice pass over to Rensel. And Baker keeps the possession alive. Davis for 3.
There's a knockdown 3, and there wasn't a lot of room that time.
Davis now with 5, all of those here in the third quarter. And that's the thing about scorers. You can go 0 for 20, and they're still going to put up that 21st shot.
No question. Nice pass inside for an easy shot. I've got a good friend, a very good friend that played basketball at Brigham Young University, and he promises me he went 4 years and never had an assist. Never had an assist the entire 4 years. So we never did play pickup together.
Because you knew you weren't touching the ball.
Exactly.
Logan Toms now in double figures with 11.
Again, the odd front zone trying to cut down penetration, but a nice high-low pass.
They attack the short corner but can't get the layup. Wyszynski pulls up from the elbow. And Davis tries to chase it down, but it will stay with the Cubs. 3 in the corner, and good by Corbin Toms.
I know Coach Eisman keeps calling. He thinks Wyszynski is palming the basketball. I don't know if they call that anymore, do they?
Well, I know they called it when Taylor played. He was a point guard.
So he knows.
Push it up ahead. Ball batted out of bounds.
Great hustle by Rensel coming in from behind to knock that ball away. Well, I guess he picked up a foul, but still, great hustle to get down the court. Here it is right here, coming from behind.
Toms at the line with 13. That's Corbin Toms. He is now a perfect 3 for 3 from the stripe. And Corbin Tom's a 66% free throw shooter. Lucas as a team shoots 64%. You ideally would like to see him shoot 70.
Well, yeah, an individual, yes. As good as he is, yes. Good help.
Davis with a nice fake inside.
There wasn't a lot of room there, but he still got himself in.
Three-pointer doesn't go, and the offensive rebound doesn't fall into the hands of the Cubs either, but they almost get the steal. Wyshynski for three. And falls right into the arms of Andrew Smolin, and they push.
Both teams, they're getting the ball up and down the court. Nice ball handling. Nice passing. Very unselfish.
Quickly up ahead, and another missed layup. And this tempo, and they're going to call a blocking foul. That's going to be on Griffin Baker, his second.
We are going up and down the court this quarter. And guys
I'm tired
have
just
to be
watching.
Getting tired. Yeah.
Well, and Corbin Toms is a little gimpy. He's going to come out of the game. I don't know if he's just tired or.
Now, did you have Lucas this year on the football field?
I did not.
You didn't have him?
Get it inside to Logan Toms. That's Zach Deal with the penetration. Splits a couple of defenders, gets it in. He'll go to the line.
There's an example of penetrating the paint. The defense collapsed on him, and he just muscled the ball up. Muscled it right there for a chance for a three. The traditional three-point play attempt.
And Deal with the old-fashioned three-point play, and it's 51-23. Davis. Little step back, doesn't go. And it's out of bounds. It will go to the Cubs, and the crowd giving it to him a little bit.
I thought you said that was my cheering section. And maybe that's why I'm supposed to buy dinner tonight.
Evidently. They must have gotten the little notes I passed around. So there's the guy with the money.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Turnover, and the Flames will get it back. Wyshynski in the lane, a tough one. He'll go to the line.
You know, Lucas, it doesn't matter who has the basketball. They do a good job of giving help. But that time, Wyshynski just saw a little opening, took it in, knew he was going to get clobbered, but still able to get the ball up and get a chance to go to the line for a two.
Now, this is the guy you don't want to foul. It's a 79% free throw shooter, and he makes the first one with ease.
That's what you like to see, isn't it? Somebody that's automatic at the line.
Wyshynski now with 8.
It looks like they're going to a little zone pressure now. Lucas doing a good job with ball movement. Again, feed the high post. Drive. Nice move.
Color with 13, and Davis pushes at the other end, and he can't buy a basket. And then Davis picks up his third. A little frustration there. I think you can just see the smile on his face, and he's just frustrated that he's not able to help his team, frustrated his team is trailing, and
Well,
Missed the layup.
When you go the whole night, when you have a man in your face and one on either side ready to come at you at all times to double, I'm sure it's easy to get frustrated. I never had anybody double team me, so I don't know how to.
Yeah, I don't know how that feels either.
I don't either.
Shot in the corner, short. And Smolin misfires from outside.
He's looking for the lane. Great help right there. That time it's Smolin who comes over to help.
A poke and a foul by Logan Toms. That's his third. .152 to go in the third. It's all Cubs, 53-25. They're in line for their 10th win in the Mid-Buckeye Conference against no losses. Their 5th straight MBC title. And the foul is on Andrew Smolin.
Zerby with a good job of being aggressive and going after the basketball and ripping it away from the defense.
So if the lead gets big enough, I think Coach Eisman's going to put me in the game.
Oh, there you go. I mean, I know
he
you two
owes me.
I was going to say, I know you two guys are close, and you coached him at one time. So, yeah, now I'm not going to do this by myself. So, who's coming up here?
Well, I think we should put Adam over here.
Well, Adam could handle it. Yeah. Nice pass.
Nice look
Too
inside.
easy.
That's Walter.
Well, what is it, 35 points where they have a running clock? Or is that it? Adam says yes. I never would have figured that in this game, but we're close to it.
Wyszynski with the miss. Oh, look, pass and a foul inside as Hayden Culler attacked the rim.
You're right. That was a no-look pass, and it's not one that Taylor Eisman is going to show his young kids, the underhand scoop pass, show his younger kids, but it was effective there.
And Culler misfires.
Now, the question I have for you, Brian, is out of the teams that we've seen this year, is Lucas the best? I mean, they're awfully impressive tonight, obviously. And we have not had everybody.
Well, we've seen Lexington.
Oh, I have not. You have.
I have.
Yes.
I think.
Oh, I put you on the spot.
You did put me on the spot.
Yeah.
I think Lexington overall, they have more size. Now, if you're going to ask me who I think could make the deeper turn, oh man, that's even tough too. I think it's a draw as far as the tournament. But if two teams played each other, I think I would pick Lexington. But I would give the Cubs a fighter's chance because of their defense.
Oh, that'd be amazing. You know, I would have said, and I did not see Lexington, but Crestview was awfully impressive. But, geez, what did Lucas do to those guys?
Yeah.
I mean, they beat them, 74-34. That's worse than this.
Well, and because of their defense. And I think that's what would give them a chance in a game. As you see the three by Rensel, his second of the game. That's where I think Lucas would at least have a chance. And then it comes down to, can you muster, enough offense?
Right. I could understand with Lexington's size, though, they're not going to give you anything in the paint. They would be a tough matchup.
And I think overall, when you look at Lucas and what they do defensively, when you look at the matchups against a team like Lexington and a Baden Forup, and I think that would be a tough matchup. But I think they could have a fighter's chance. Be a fun game to watch.
Pass.
And shot up and in by Josh Bircher. And a layup and a foul as Hillman will go to the line after the push by Corbin Toms.
Well, he did a good job of kind of leaking out, and Mansfield Christian, as they've done all night, through the baseball pass. And he leaks out and catches the long pass and gets the layup.
Well, they did not give Hillman.
Well, they gave the basket, and they're saying it was on the ground afterwards. So they're going to sneak a second possession out, but not able to convert.
Shot up, does not go. And 3/4 in the books. The Cubs up big as we head to the fourth.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
That was good defense. You saw Baker's left-handed. He started with a good power move to his left, but you saw the defense bust their tail to get over and take away the left, forcing back to the right where he just is not as comfortable. And he does pick up the foul, but good defensive post play by Lucas.
Baker now 2 for 3 tonight. He's a 45% free throw shooter, but he has shot better than that tonight. Looking for point number 9.
Is he the only senior that we've seen play tonight? I know Mansfield Christian.
Hillman is a
team.
senior, and Baker. Those are the only two for Mansfield Christian. And a leaner by Culler. And Culler now with 16. And Baker with an offensive rebound.
You got players falling down everywhere now trying to get for the charge.
So Baker now with 11. Well, if he'd have scored his 12th, I could have said Baker's dozen. But nice dish inside.
That was.
Walter off the bench with 8.
Zach Deal with a nice penetration and bounce pass. Lucas has been very unselfish the entire night. They don't over dribble, and we talk so often about not letting the ball stick. And Lucas does a real good job of not letting the ball stick.
And Davis with shot block out of bounds. And
good athleticism there, running down the court.
Anthony Smith, a junior, into the lineup for Mansfield Christian as Brock Rensel sits down with 7. And a layup and a foul by Baker, his third personal. And that's going to send Zach Deal to the line.
Well, Deal the last time penetrated and kicked for the shot. This time he said, listen, I'm just going to take it myself. I'm going to get the contact. I'm going to take it up strong and get the three-point attempt, but not able to connect.
Baker with another offensive rebound. And Davis cut off, but a foul is going to be called.
That time the help side defense didn't get there. Deal was on an island himself. Good call. He just did not get defensive position, and Davis does a good job of taking it up strong, getting the shot up to give him a chance to go to the line for two.
Davis at the line for the second time tonight. And he has a very quiet 6 points.
Yes, he does. Very, very quiet. Remember, both teams have to save a little bit for tomorrow night. They both have tough games. So you want to keep a little bit into the tank for tomorrow night's opponents.
Actually, Lucas travels to Willard next Saturday.
Oh, is it next Saturday?
Yeah, so they've got some time off.
I was talking about the school dance tomorrow night.
Oh,
though.
okay.
Yeah, there's a school dance here in Lucas, and yeah, you want to save some energy.
Davis with a hard foul, but then he helps Aiden Culler up to his feet. That's the fourth personal on Davis. Yeah, the Flames have Tree of Life tomorrow night. Then next Friday night, they take on Kidron Central Christian on the road.
Sunday, 3:30 or so, we will find out the tournament draw. These two teams could very easily meet up again.
Now, I guess the bigger question, and one we will probably see, and I have not seen Colonel Crawford yet. So how this team would match up against Crawford.
Well, Crawford did beat Lucas already. Is that, I believe that's one of Lucas's losses. Crawford, of course, is a team that's moved down a division. Last year in Division III, they were just a few points away from going down to Columbus, and a loss up at Bowling Green to Ottawa Glandorf. This year they moved down to Division IV. Now, one nice thing for Lucas, tomorrow night they go to Willard, as you said, and that's where they will play their sectional district. So they'll get a little familiarity on that court.
Smith now with two. 66-38. And a 10-second count. And Mansfield Christian's going to get the ball back.
Well, you like to see this. I mean, the game has been long decided, but the players are playing hard still. Again, Davis does a good job. He sees he has a one-on-one and dribbles right by the defense and forces the foul and a chance to go to the line to pick up a couple of more points.
Davis with 7. He's only a junior, so he will be back. The core of this team for Mansfield Christian, with the exception of Baker, all return. Wyszynski, Rensel, Davis, Westfield. They will all be back.
That's a plus. Now, losing Baker, that's going to be tough. He's a good player. He's a big. He plays with some physicality, so do they have somebody that can replace that physicality inside?
Ball will stay at the Mansfield Christian end of the floor. Ball out of bounds, and it will get, well, let's see. They're going to give it to Mansfield Christian.
No, they're going to give it to Lucas. Nobody touched it, so.
Well, they switched it. There we go.
I think the officials were pointing each way. I thought it was air traffic controllers there for a second.
Off balance shot in the lane doesn't go. And we're going to get a push on Kaysen Attrican. And that will send Connor Luce to the line.
Well, Mansfield Christian came into this game averaging about 61 points a game, and they're certainly not going to hit that. They only give up 55 points. Well, Lucas took care of that there in the third period.
That'll be a foul on Hillman.
Chance to go to the line to pick up some points.
So an opportunity for both coaches to go into their bench and get some guys some playing time and rest your starters.
Some guys that work hard in practice, put in the time, get a chance to play, as you say. And
ball out of bounds. It will stay at this end of the floor.
Maybe develop a little bit of a bench. I've never heard a coach complain that he's got too many good players.
No. It's one thing to give your kids reps in practice, but at game speed, it's a lot different.
You're right. Exactly right. So, yeah. Number one, you want to reward them, get them out here in the game. But number two, they pick up a lot of skills.
Davis just inside the three-point line, and the rebound is chased down by Luce. It'll stay at this end of the floor. Bircher called for the personal. That's his first.
In the first half, both teams played hard, but we didn't have as much fouling. Here in the second half, you know, when you play so hard for so long, you start to get maybe a little bit tired. There's been a little bit more fouling, so we have 10 fouls. We're in the double bonus right now for Mansfield Christian the rest of the way.
Baker now with 12. And he is now 4 for 5 from the strike.
Yeah, he's got a good touch for someone who's shooting 45% from the free throw line. It's a good follow through.
And the trap, and if that is on, they're going to call it.
Brian, I don't want to get on your case, but Adam just showed me that Lucas is at Willard tomorrow night. So I take that back about the dance, maybe.
So that's a typo. That's what in the business they call a typo.
Oh, so there still is a dance there.
There may still be a dance.
Okay. All right.
You got the gummy bears now, or the gummy worms as your reward. So they're playing Willard on a Saturday.
It's just not this Saturday. I'm blaming it on Adam. Before the game, Adam asked me if I ever plagiarized, and I said that's how I got through college.
Davis drives to the basket, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Fortunately, I went to school back before fact-finding was easy to do.
Davis finally in double figures with 10.
Yeah, it is good. At least get to double figures, and I'm telling you, it's been a hard road to get there. Most of his points are right here at the free throw line.
Jump ball, and it will go to the Cubs. .23 lead for the Cubs. Just under 4 minutes to go. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Zach Deal.
Davis stepped in, tried to set him up a little bit. Here we have we see it. Yeah, he might have had position right there. Turned Zach Deal around.
Zach Deal fouls out with 5 points. So his night is done. One of the few things that have not gone well for the Cubs tonight. They had a player foul out. Up ahead to Davis. And Davis now with 13.
Oops.
Almost travel by Bobby Collins.
Nice, unselfish play. Nice. They made some extra passes. They penetrated after the reversal, kicked inside for a layup. Again, very unselfish play.
And now they get to guard Amarr Davis at the other end, and he dribbles into 3 defenders.
Here's an example right there. 3, maybe even 4. These guys were in practice. They heard the game plan.
Antrican at the line. He's already 2 for 3 tonight.
Nice touch.
Make that 4 for 5. And now 5 for 6.
And overall, Lucas is one of the better free throw shooting teams that we've seen this year.
And Davis with an off-balance 3, but he chases down his miss and can't get that to go, but Baker does. And Baker with a nice night. He's got 15.
Yeah, he has played well, especially early.
Up ahead to Davis, who spots up for 3. And I believe Renzel was standing out of bounds.
Yeah, you can't do that. Oh, the crowd favorite, or at least the cheering section favorite.
Michael Howard comes in and gets the ovation that's usually reserved for Greg Collins.
Yeah. Nice inbounds play. They get the layup. I usually get that kind of applause when I'm leaving, though, for whatever reason. Nice penetration kick. All right, we're under 2 minutes to go, and obviously the game's been decided. Lucas has 75 points, which is right now a good 12, 13 points more than what they average. But look how many threes they've hit. They've only hit 6 threes.
And they had 5 of those in the first half.
Exactly. So their damage has been done. in the paint, which shows you their physicality. And for a team to beat Lucas, you're going to have to match or exceed that physicality inside. And Kerry Craner made that statement early in the week. He knew they were a very physical team, and that was going to be one big obstacle they were going to have to overcome.
And Rensel makes them both. And he now has 11. Tried to go backside to Collins. And a foul on the layup attempt by Collins. And that will send Anthony Smith to the line.
Gets in the scoring column again with his third point tonight.
Collins from about 5 feet.
Off the dribble, not an easy shot.
And an offensive rebound put up and in, and now we're under a minute to go.
If you were in the game, Brian, right now, you'd have about 5 or 6 shots up by now.
Oh, I would.
There we go. The crowd favorite knocks down a long 3.
And at the the other end, a whistle and a foul.
Let's see that again. Good kick, good shot, good follow through. Nothing but net.
And those might be the last points of the game unless Luce connects on the second one here.
Good trap.
Offensive rebound doesn't go. And it's out of bounds with 0.4 seconds to go. And that will do it. The Cubs 10-0 in the Mid-Buckeye Conference. And we'll be back to the Cub Cave to wrap it up right after this.
start the show, starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told Amarr that I blow soon, soon. Know as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told him step back, I need my broom, vroom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he died.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Time now for our Mechanics Bank player of the game, Aiden Culler, 18 points, and you guys wrapped up another undefeated season in the Mid-Buckeye Conference. Just talk about what that means to you guys.
Yeah, it definitely feels great. I don't think we've went undefeated in the league since I've been in high school. I think the last team to do it was 26-1, and it definitely felt great to get our last one in the conference against a team like Mansfield Christian.
Now, the first time you guys played them up at their place, it was a lot closer, so you guys probably knew they were going to come in with some confidence.
Oh, yeah. Last time we didn't play very well, and we knew that gave them a lot of confidence because it was a 5-point game at the end, so we knew we had to come in here with a chip on our shoulder, and we knew we had to come to work and get the job done.
Well, and you guys got off to a little bit of a slow start, but you guys were able to get things going offensively, but the defense has been there from the beginning.
Yeah, I thought we played pretty good defense, but we just got to learn. We can't come out slow in games like this, especially when tournament time's coming around, so we just got to learn to come out fast and then just keep it going from there.
And you guys, team-wise, defensively, did a great job on Amarr Davis.
Yeah, Logan did a great job guarding him, and I thought we had great help all night. You know, last game he hurt us because we didn't have as much help, but we were focusing on our help defense tonight, and I thought it paid off, and I thought we did a really good job at it.
Tournament draw coming up. Is there a team that you guys are hoping that you can see in your bracket?
No, you know, we'll play anyone, and we're just waiting for our time. So,
congratulations, Aiden, our player of the game. And now we're going to turn the corner here and go over to Taylor Eisman. And I know we talked before the game about your last trip up to Mansfield Christian and how well they played. You knew they were going to come in here with some confidence.
Yeah, and they kind of hit us in the mouth there right from the start. I don't know, it was 5-6, something like that, to nothing. We were just kind of slow right there out of the gate, but then we turned it on, got some points from our defense, and that's kind of what we do. We hang our hat on that, and then we made some shots and kind of, you know, got going at that point. But we didn't come out real great right out of the blocks, and can't do that in a big game against good teams and expect to win. But we turned it on early enough. We didn't let it get away from us, and just a testament to our kids. You know, they turned it around. Like I said, it wasn't great from the start, but then we played pretty well as we got going there.
Well, there's times that the offense is going to get off to a slow start, but the defense was there from the beginning, especially on Amarr Davis.
Yeah. You know, you and I talked about how good of an athlete he is, and he's tough to keep him in front. And we did a good job with having some help behind, and Logan does a great job at just playing on-ball defense. We're pretty fortunate to have a guy like that, and he did a good job, forced him into some tough shots, and then he kept him off the glass. Sometimes, you know, their best offense is him firing it up, missing, and then him getting the offensive rebound. But we did a pretty good job there, and you know, I come out at halftime and I looked up the scoreboard and he didn't have any points, and I was just like, man, that's pretty good.
Well, in the shots that he did put up in the first half, he had to work for them. They were all off balance. There were no blown assignments, really.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we obviously talked about that. He's such a huge part of what they do, and again, that's, you know, a lot of that's Logan working and keeping the ball in front of you. He's such an explosive athlete. It's a challenge to do, and Logan's, you know, a really good defender. Logan gets a lot of press about his scoring and offense, but he's a pretty special defender, and he showed that tonight.
10-0 in the conference. That's got to be something special for you guys.
Yeah, you know, we've won. We've been fortunate to win. I think this group has won the league all 4 years, but they hadn't gone undefeated since their freshman year in the league. So that was a goal of theirs, and we talked about it in the locker room before the game. You know, they've earned the right to play in front of a crowd like that tonight in this environment. And, again, it's just a testament to the hard work that they put in the practices and everything leading up to this point. And, you know, they owed it to themselves to come out and play well tonight, and they did that. And, you know, that just makes coaching so much easier when, you know, you get buy-in from kids and they come out and work hard, and then you get wins on top of it.
Well, congratulations and good luck the rest of the season, and I'm sure we'll see you in the tournament trail.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for being here.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
Well, instead of wrapping it up, we are going to talk a little bit about this game until Brian gets up here. And congratulations to Coach Eisman, to Coach Toms on a tremendous basketball game tonight and also a tremendous season so far. And we do have word that tomorrow night Lucas is at Willard, so that will give them an opportunity to play on the court that they will be playing their tournament game. And now that they have wrapped up the conference, they can start preparing for tournament play, and they have some good non-league opponents to get them ready. But with Brian back here, we can talk a little bit about the stats. Brian, what really grabs you about these statistics right here?
Well, it's the defensive effort that Lucas puts forward, and they do that all the time, and there's really not much of a surprise there. Mansfield Christian gets 26 trips to the line, though, and 19 of 26, but at the end of the day, it's the rebounding and the really balanced offense of Lucas.
Well, I think you're right. I mean, the rebounding, it says 31-27, but I think for Mansfield Christian, they were more successful when really the game was out of reach on the boards. So, but when it counted, there in the last part of the first quarter, into the second, into the third, Lucas just dominated.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they draw in the tournament,
or
when they end up playing Colonel Crawford. I guess might be the question.
That would be a great game to see on a neutral court. And, you know, we have not had Colonel Crawford, at least I have not had Colonel Crawford this year, but, you know, they're a well-coached basketball team, and they're having another very, very good basketball year. And it looks like, to me, besides Colonel Crawford, besides Lucas, Seneca East, I don't know anything about them, but they have a very good record, and they have a tough opponents. They play Colonel Crawford tonight, and then they have Mohawk, which I believe is winning the conference tomorrow night. So, you know, it might change a little bit how the seeding will go. Again, all the seeding this year is not by the coaches. They do not vote on seeding. It's all done by Martin RPI, and I'm sure strength of schedule and wins is a big part of that formula. I don't know how the rest of the formula goes. But if you look at, we said number 4 was Mansfield Christian. Number 5 right behind them was Monroeville. We both had Monroeville at Crestview, and they took that game into overtime, I believe.
Yes.
It was, and Monroeville is, they're a good basketball team also.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out as we head down the stretch of the regular season and into the tournament. With the win, Lucas is now 15-3 overall. They're 10-0 in the Mid-Buckeye Conference, and Mansfield Christian 12-5 overall. They finished 7, or actually they have one more conference game. Right now, they are 7-2 in conference play. The final score tonight, Lucas 80 and Mansfield Christian 56. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Jory Hollenbeck. Most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Lucas defeats Mansfield Christian 80-56. For Greg Collins, I'm Brian Harder. So long from Lucas.